Welcome to your weekend focus, May the 29th and the 30th, 2021. My name's Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you. Thank you truly for all of the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. I send it right back to you. We have the 29 energy. Now, the 29, 2 plus 9 is an 11, but with a getting to an 11 through a 29 energy, we are looking more at a learning period, and more than likely a learning period of who we are, what we truly want, what we truly value, what we hold in high regard. And that might be in our relationships. We may look at someone and say, I love you because of these reasons, or you are my friend because of these reasons. And you may express your affections a little bit more easily to another person. It's by getting to know yourself, and then when your goals are in line with this knowledge that you have gained about who you are, even if it's just a little peek at it, it brings in successes. It does. 11s ask so much more of you. So does the 22 and the 33. Ask so much more of you, but the successes and the rewards are that much greater. If we add the numerology of the day together, 5 plus 11 plus 5, we would get a 21 energy. A 21 energy is the world energy. The 21 energy is about completions, endings. It's about a new beginning being on the horizon, of things turning for a new season, a new, not even a new chapter, but a whole new book, a whole new story. So these are about your great dreams. It's not about the little goals this weekend as much as learning something about yourself. It's about the greater goals. It's about the long-term goals, the 5-year goals, the 10-year goals. And then 21, 2 plus 1 is a 3. So that is a divine energy, meditation, contemplation, prayer are vitally important right now to use with this energy. You will get that clarity, you will get that understanding that you need in order to go forward. Sunday is a 30 energy. So back to the 3 energy again we go. And then 5 plus 3 plus 5 would be a 13. And so we let go of something. We see something that doesn't work anymore, doesn't have value. We thought it had value. We kept it around. We realize now it's time to move forward in a new direction, or put that thing or that person in the past. Maybe it's an environment. Maybe it's you've been thinking about moving and now it perhaps is the time to move. It's about releasing. I keep getting the cord over the last week. When I'm hearing releasing, I'm also hearing about this cord. These things that are attached to you in relationships, associations, partnerships, love interests, environments. And maybe at one time it was a very vital and enlightening energy, but it's not anymore. And you realize it hasn't been for a while. And it's about it. 13 is the death card. It's about the death of something. And it's not a literal you will die, somebody close to you will die. It's about a feeling or a thought process that you always had, or a truth that you always carried with you, a perception you always had. It's not something, I don't think this weekend is something it's not tangible. It's within. And we really move forward by learning something about ourselves, what triggers us or what keeps us in the same kind of relationships or the same kind of environments, or maybe constant procrastination or depression or anxieties or fears. So don't look away. Look it in the eye. Understand it. Reach out to a professional if you need to. Talk to a confidant, a friend. Meditation, prayer, having a conversation with yourself, seemingly with yourself. And that brings in a sort of balance, a sort of, sometimes you antagonize about something that you have to let go of or move away from it. But after it happens, you feel a lightness about you. You thought it was this great burden, but the burden was actually carrying it forward with you. Once you removed that burden, you felt lighter, you felt freer, you felt more in control. You could breathe again. You could stand straight again. You had energy all of a sudden again. So, and we all have these things in our life, some great and some of a smaller size. And regardless of the size, this is a beautiful energy to understand it, to move away from it. Now, we also have on Saturday, well, the sun, we should do this. The sun is in Gemini for the weekend. The moon, I believe, Saturday is Capricorn and Sunday is Aquarius. So Saturday we may be more about the strategy, the plan, how we're moving forward, what we really need to do, getting all of our ducks in a row. And then Sunday, I think by the time we all wake up, the moon will have moved into Aquarius. And that is more about a fairness, thinking outside the box. So those plans that you made on Saturday could really do a 180 on you on Sunday by having a revelation, an aha moment, a way to do it easier, better. We also have Mercury going retrograde on Saturday, stationary retrograde. This is when miscommunications can arise. We didn't hear it properly, or we didn't say it properly, or it was taken out of context, or something along those lines. That can easily happen under this kind of energy. It's about rethinking our plan, what we want to do, what we've done in the past, the communications we've had in the past. Communications won't go smoothly right now, so don't try. Technical breakdowns are so, it just always happens. But I think this Mercury retrograde is squared with Neptune. And so there could be a lot of false statements, things to make you believe one thing and not another. People just telling you outright lies, stories, fabricating things, or you could find yourself doing that. So be very cautious and careful. We could be telling a story, telling a dream. Please don't tell a nightmare. But you might hear something like that, and it may sound like a nightmare, and it really isn't. So do your due diligence. Research what you've heard. Don't react with emotion immediately on anything you've heard, because chances are you were misinformed in some way, especially if it's giving you a negative reaction. Okay, let's see what the cards have to say. I've rambled long enough. Oh, look who shows up. The Four of Pentacles. What's holding you back? What are you holding on to? Is it, and it could be just a thought. It could be just a thought like, I really want money, money's evil. I've always been taught money's evil. I'll just turn, I'll be greedy, I'll be mean. I don't want to be mean, I don't want to be greedy. I don't want to be that person. So guess what? The money's not coming no matter how many times you affirm it. The money will not come because you have been taught that you will turn into something horrible. People, tigers don't change their stripes. If you're a good person now and you get money, don't worry. You will do great things with that money. I know you will. So it's all what you do with it. It's just a vehicle, for goodness sake. So how are you going to drive that vehicle? You're going to race down the road, or you're going to follow the stop at the stoplights and wait for people to cross in front of you? And come on. So it may be something as little as that, and all of a sudden you realize it, and you can let it go. You can let it go because it was based on maybe your parents hoarded everything, or you had an aunt that hoarded everything and whispered in your ear about how you had to do these things, and whatever. It could be something so small, but you were affected greatly by that moment in time. And once you see it for what it is, guess what? You can release it. You can let it go. And watch those affirmations start to work for you. And feel the emotion when you do an affirmation. Please feel the emotion when you do an affirmation. You can say something a million times, and unless you put the emotion into it, unless you feel it like, all my bills are paid this week. All my bills are paid this month. Money flows through me. Love surrounds me. Happiness and joy are at every turn, every step I take. Whatever it is, you want to bring in the emotion. You want to feel it. You want to close your eyes. You want to see yourself smiling. You want to see yourself successful. And affirm it. And affirm it and affirm. We could sit here all day about that. We won't, though. Look at this, the Knight of Pentacles. And have a faith, a trust, a belief that now that you've said it aloud, what you want to do, who you want to become, even if it's just an outline right now. Now you have to go on the belief that they've heard you and they've started to put things into place for you. But you do have to do the walk. You do have to roll up your sleeves. You do have to get to work. You do have to get on that horse and ride forward. But here we don't have any provisions for ourselves. We know we're going to be cared for. We didn't need to pack food or water. When we get hungry, we'll find food. When we need water, we'll find water. There's a stream ahead probably. We don't have any weapons on us, so we know that this true abundance that we truly carry is already within us. Nobody can take it from us. We have complete control over it. We don't have to worry about somebody snatching it, taking it away, or there's not enough in the world for me and everybody else. Of course there is. And we're not even wearing armor. But we're having a belief that this is the path we need to go. We need to ride this horse right now. We need to go forward in this direction. So it's taking a risk and on that inner voice that's telling you to move forward. Not the one that says you can't do it, because that's what we've been trained for. But the one that you are developing now that says, come on, take a risk on yourself. You've been thinking about this. You know what you want to do. Let's take a baby step today. The Magician appears right in the middle. Ask and you shall receive. That is the Magician. Now, the Magician does, he's a magician. He's the guy who pulls the coin from behind your ear. So we do have to be cautious that we're not getting sold on something that is make-believe or too good to be true kind of things. But this really is a grounded energy. This says, I want this in my life, and I'm willing to do this in my life in order to get it. So I'd like some help. I'd like to see it materialize in my life. I'd like to see it manifest. I'd like to see it as my new reality. But you need to get to work on it. The Magician is listening. And watch your thoughts. You want to keep them positive today. You want to keep them strong today. Catch yourself. Listen to your subconscious and what you're saying to yourself, because you want to keep it positive today. Trust me, if you sit there and you go, I don't know how I'm going to find money to pay these bills, you won't find the money to pay those bills. You want to say, thank you. I don't know how you're going to do it, but thank you. And then maybe get to work on a plan on being able to secure the next bill. So you're not in that same predicament again. But chances are, if you start doing it, you won't be in that predicament again. Eight of Swords, perceptions change. This card hasn't been out in a while. This card says that in some way we are blindfolded or we have blinders on. We do not see the simple truth of how we can go forward. We feel blocked. We feel pushed in a corner. We feel like we have been immobilized. Maybe by our own thoughts, maybe by somebody else's persuasions. But in some way we felt we couldn't take that next step forward. We were surrounded by swords. We would cut ourselves. We were caged. And this is a time when we can rip off that blindfold and we can see that those swords weren't even in the ground that deep. We could have kicked them over easily. Or the front wasn't even covered in swords. We could have just walked forward and we wouldn't have been harmed. It was open all along. And for some reason, we don't see that truth now, but we can and will see that truth if we put the energy towards it this way. It's really about looking within this weekend. It's really about understanding something about yourself that you never knew before. And we all have 1,000,001 triggers. We really do. Depending on our environment, how we were brought up, the people that surrounded us, the beliefs of the people that surrounded us. Formed us, formed our individuality, formed the unique me, so to speak. And so once we see that we can move forward, that there is a way, that there is a hurdle we may have to jump, but we can jump it. Or I get this breakthrough walls. We're breaking through the walls. We can do it. We never knew we had that power. We never knew we had that strength. We never knew we had that courage to run into that wall because we thought all the time that we'd be bouncing off of it. That's what, physics tells us. But for some reason, we have that strength right now. We have that strength right now to run through and burst through those walls. Okay, look at this, the 10 of Pentacles. Well, we haven't seen this card in a while. I like holding it up and saying there's 10 Pentacles, but you have to focus to see them all. And so we have to use our focus. But this is the Yes card. So we get the Magician card in here. We get the Yes card. And what sits in between it is the Eight of Swords. Our perceptions change. Our understanding changes. A fear is gone. An anxiety is lifted. An understanding comes in. A clarity comes in. And this is the Yes card. This is about, your dreams coming true. Maybe it is a relationship and being able to grow that relationship deeper and deeper. Maybe it is about a partnership, an association. It could be love. It could be finances. It's like those pentacles are raining down around you. So roll up your sleeves. Get to work. Devise the plan. Go inwardly this weekend. Okay, we'll get a mantra card. I think there's something happening in the sky. Now, Mercury, I think, and Venus are conjunct, or they're very near it, at least. Either they've just done it or they're about to be conjunct. So we want to talk about our relationships. We want to look into each other's eyes and tell them exactly what, it's like writing out your wedding vows, okay? But for each individual person in your life. But watch it, because Mercury is going to be stationary retrograde, so chances are we're going to be revisiting those words that we speak. But I think Venus and Pluto aren't getting along. So that can bring, and no, it's just an energy, but that can bring in greed. That can bring in anger. That can bring in a want to control a situation or a person. That can bring in jealousy or obsessions, invasions of privacy. That's something that can definitely happens, something secretive about you that you don't want anyone to know, and it comes out, or you find out about somebody else. So stay away from the gossip, stay away from the dramas. Don't create them yourself, because it's just the energy in the skies. It will pass. It's temporary. Maybe reread that part of the paper where you wrote down about that person and what you do love about them, and stick to that for the time being until you research, until you know the truth. Because remember, a lot of the things that we might hear with Neptune being connected to this retrograde is we could hear false stories. And if we just buy into them and believe them, we can't backstep sometimes from that. Resilience, rise above the tribulations. I kid you not. Rise above the tribulations. You know, maybe be the better person. You know, take a step back. Don't take it personally. Don't take an emotion, or don't attach emotion to it. Do not take it personally. Understand where you do have control and where you need to just let things work out on their own. So this is endure, withstand stress. Um, Endure and withstand stress and recover quickly from life's changes, misdeeds, or a bad ordeal. So it's about standing strong, knowing that you have met challenges before and you've gotten through them, and you can do it again. And you've got the strength, and you got the courage, and you got the belief in yourself, and you got the belief in God, your angels, your spirit guides, that they also surround you and you are protected and loved. And so you know that as long as you keep moving forward, as long as you try not to control something that you have no control over, or worry about those things without being able to do something, don't let the dramas get to you. Absolutely. So face life's adversities with courage and patience in such a way that you come through it unscathed, better and stronger for the experience. It could be a recovery from an illness or being rejected by a loved one. This takes compassion, determination, and strength that will not be defeated. The resilience of the human spirit and the validity of love inhabits us to rise above our tribulations and fly again each and every time. Accept our realities in a positive light and make the best of all situations. The mantra is, I have the strength to rise quickly above my problems. Okay, we'll get an animal here. And who do we have waiting for us today? We have fertility, the turtles. Huh. I haven't seen the turtles in some time, have we? I don't think we have. So, creation, patience, stability, longevity, protection. Most of the important things in the world have been accomplished by people who have kept on trying, even when there seemed to be no hope at all. If you've chosen turtle, you're being told that there is a great opportunity coming for a new project. You've waited a long time for this, and turtle reminds you that slow and steady can in fact win the race. Turtle tells you having a patience, slowing down the pace, but keeping a steady pace will get you further than acting impatiently or through frustration. If you've been trying to get pregnant or know someone who is wishing to have a baby, Turtle says there may indeed be a pregnancy announcement by you or someone close by. It would be someone who has been waiting a long time for a new addition, and they may have used fertility treatments. We can also, since this is a general reading, say that, somebody else's hopes and dreams, no matter how much they try, they seem to fail, and you've watched it time and time again, and you always hope for them and pray for them, and yet things don't work out for them. And you feel so bad because they're such nice people. And this is a time when they have the breakthrough. This is when they have the I finally made it tale to tell you, right? So you hear about their successes. Something's happened. They've had a breakthrough themselves. Turtle is a positive message with much happiness. Turtle is a very positive, yeah, and that's it for turtle. So most of the important things in the world have been accomplished by people who have been keep on trying, even when there seemed to be no hope at all. So rise above the tribulations this weekend. Go within. Learn something about yourself. Understand where you were wearing blinders and you weren't even aware of it. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.